You're watching CalTv.
Everybody, welcome to CalTv. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Jim Caselli. On today's show, we have Ajita Nimkar with us again. She's going to take us through another WorkCenter. This time it will be Requisitions. But before we get to that, I'd like to welcome Stacy Meza, Laura Hill, and Rebecca Ball. Fiscal has just finished 4 Imagine Fiscal sessions, and Stacy and Laura were in charge of those sessions, and Rebecca was a participant. So I'd like to welcome all of you to CalTv. Thanks for joining us. Stacy, I imagine you're a little tired.
Just a wee bit.
So, as I said, we've done 4 sessions. Can you give us a quick recap on what those sessions were?
Yeah, absolutely. So we had, like I said, 4 sessions. The first one had to do with the Fiscal manual. The second one was the Fiscal Learning Center certificates. The third session was on reporting, and our fourth and final one that we just wrapped up about an hour and a half ago was on the self-service now portal.
And having been a facilitator, table facilitator for those, we got some great ideas, but it sure takes it out of you.
It does, yeah, it does. I mean, it's a good feeling, you know. It's a good tired feeling.
And Laura, I know that when we first did these, we did them in person, and this time around it was all virtual, and I know you had a lot to do with making all that happen. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, this time around we used an application called Mural, and in the Mural it allows all our participants to collaborate ideas all on a virtual whiteboard all at one time. And we spent a lot of time and thought into putting those together. And I think we had about 100 hours or so put into those murals to get it, the ability to use for all the participants. It was really fun to do, and I think that everyone really enjoyed using the tools. It was a great workaround for virtual, and so hopefully we had the same type of impact that we had at the live events.
And I know that the more we used the technology that was available to us, Mural, we also used Menti. I know the more that we used it, obviously you get a lot more comfortable with it. And it is pretty amazing that we pulled this off. I'm just crowing for ourselves here. You guys, I just want to say for everybody out there, Stacy and Laura did an incredible job, and certainly it's much appreciated. I know that.
Well, thank you. You know, we couldn't have done it without the support of the table facilitators. So a huge shout out to all the table facilitators. You know, they had to, because we're in this virtual world, we had to do everything obviously on the computer. And so we would be in the main breakout room, and then we would send everybody into their breakout rooms individually, kind of like your tables, you know, in the olden days when we used to meet in person. So they would be on their table, and these table facilitators had to not only deal with the technical issues, because, you know, full transparency, some people had some challenges getting into Mural and getting acclimated to using their phones with Mentimeter, with Zoom and all that kind of stuff. And the table facilitators didn't skip a beat. You know, they dealt with the technical part, then they facilitated through the various activities and stuff. So, you know, again, it was a collaborated effort, as well as our comms teams. They supported us, you know, with all helping us with the breakout rooms and setting up the attendance and invites. So it truly was all hands on deck by different teams.
That's great. And of course, you say we couldn't have done it without the table facilitators, but we really couldn't have done it without the departments and the participants from those departments. And we have one of those participants with us today, and that's Rebecca Ball. Rebecca, thank you for joining us. Greatly appreciate it.
Hi, Jim. I'm happy to. It was my first time going to Imagine Fiscal, and I thought it was really fun, actually, learning that the concepts from the previous one, some of them have already been implemented. And honestly, watching the staff, the table facilitators, Stacy and Laura, handling the issues, technical or otherwise, without skipping a beat and without disrupting like the whole schedule of the day or anything. It was so smooth, and just no really distraction or disruption. They just handled it and moved on. And it ended up working out fine. So that was really great. And so I have a lot of confidence that all the concepts will be really considered and mingled, and we will see something come from all of our efforts over the past few days. So that was really nice to see and collaborate with other end users, that everyone kind of has the same thought processes and issues and want to see the same thing and want to see Fiscal be more robust and user-friendly for everyone. So it was really interesting to see.
You participated in how many of the sessions?
I participated in all 4 sessions.
Okay, so you're a pro now.
Yeah, we'll be reaching out to Rebecca. We'll be reaching out to Rebecca to help be a table facilitator for Imagine 2021.
It really helped, you know, when there was a technical issue or someone couldn't figure something out, having different heads there that knew kind of a little bit, because everyone kind of focuses on different things or notices different things.
And in my last session, I had all of the participants had already done a couple of them. So it really made it nice and easy because they were well aware of what it takes to get the job done and how to maneuver through Mural. And so it was great. I'm really happy that you joined us. Obviously, Stacy, we're going to be doing these again in the future, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if I'm stepping out of bounds here by saying perhaps they will be in person again. I don't know that, but we do at least know that if it is virtual, that we can get the job done. And again,
perhaps, yeah.
Thanks.
We're exploring all options.
Yeah, it's thanks to people like Rebecca who make it happen. The other thing I'd like to touch on is, Stacy, when we sent the invites out, we had quite a few responses, right? So we had to actually pare down participants. So I think the message to the departments would be, when we do these again and the invites come out, jump on it.
Yeah, we had initially sent out 2 invites to our invite to a department to designate 2 end users to participate in each session. The response was overwhelming that we had to cut it down to one end user per department per session. And even then we had an overwhelming response. So the message was received, end users, that you guys are interested and you want to participate and you want to provide your feedback. And there's lots of more opportunities that are coming up in the near future that we'll be engaging as many people as we can. We're looking at, like I said, different outreach efforts, focus groups, and different kind of sessions to continue getting feedback. During each of our sessions, Miriam kicked off each of our sessions, and she is our executive director, and she wanted to let everybody know that she wants to hear from you. She wants to hear your feedback about your experience using Fiscal in under each 4 of these topics. And based on the feedback, we have internal teams that are creating initiatives to take back these concepts and really meet internally and talk about how we can implement them. Now, it may not be every concept that will be applied, but for those of you who went to our Imagine Fiscal session, we did an impact difficulty matrix. And so that really helped us pinpoint what concepts had the biggest impact, but also had the greatest difficulty. And so we will be taking that information to leadership, presenting it, and then it'll be, you know, shared with the teams to incorporate everybody's feedback. And hopefully in the future, you guys will see that your ideas were implemented into Fiscal, just like people's feedback from 2019. They were able to see their input and feedback based on job aids and based on FizzBot and FizzChat.
And I know we also had upper management listening in when the concept posters were presented. Obviously, that has to do with their interest or where they're located module wise to listen in, to hear the feedback, and to perhaps get some ideas going ahead of time as well.
Yeah, that's the great thing about our leadership really is, it's from the top down. They support this design thinking approach to get the end users input, because we want to know how you guys are using the system and what can we do to make it easier, and to help you meet your ultimate mission within your department. And so, yeah, we take Imagine Fiscal and we take everybody's input very seriously, and it is really from the top down.
That's great. So, like Stacy said, we did 4 sessions, and obviously there will be more to come in the future. So Stacy, Laura, and Rebecca, thank you very much for joining us today. I know that going through 4 sessions, it's not easy, but Rebecca, as you said, it's pretty insightful, and everybody's learning from this and growing. And again, to Stacy and Laura, thank you so much. Being a table facilitator, I can speak from personal experience, obviously. You guys did a great job making it easy when there were problems, they were solved or they were dealt with. And so from all the table facilitators, and I think I can speak for all of the attendees, you guys did a great job. You should be very proud of yourselves. We are, and thanks again for everything. And again, I'd like to thank all 3 of you for joining us today. And we're moving on to our next segment. So go enjoy some lunch or whatever you have coming. Thanks again.
Thanks, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Again, thanks to them for joining us today. Imagine Fiscal is a great program, and it really opens up a lot of information and opportunities, like Stacy said, for Fiscal to make the system better for end users. And now I'd like to welcome Ajita Nimcard to the show. Actually, I'm not going to welcome her right now, but we do have a demo that she put together, and it is a WorkCenter's demo for Requisitions. So let's take a look at that now.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ajita Nimkar, and today I'm going to walk you through the Requisition WorkCenter. The department requisition processor have access to this Requisition WorkCenter. Let's go ahead and log in. Once you log in, you will see all the Fiscal homepage, and you have to go ahead and click on My WorkCenter tile. Once you click on the My WorkCenter tile, you will see the Requisition WorkCenter tile. The Requisition WorkCenter is a central page from which requisition processors can efficiently view requisition information and directly access their requisitions to perform their daily tasks. Let's go ahead and click on the tile. The page will get about 1 or 2 minutes to load, as it is getting a lot of the data. In addition, all other roles that have access to the requisition will also be able to access the WorkCenter to view department requisition data. The Requisition WorkCenter will include 4 pagelets. That is My Work, Links, Queries, and Reports and Processes. Before we go to My Work, let's go ahead and talk about this Requestor dashboard. This requisition dashboard is the landing page for the Requisition WorkCenter. It contains transactional graphs specific to the individual requisition processor who is logged in, and the requisition cycle. So this is the requisition cycle. So you will know how many requisitions are there, how many are approved, how many purchase orders, how many requisitions are there for receiving, invoices, payments, and so on. Additionally, the graph data is driven by the fiscal year entered at the top of the page. So here you can go ahead and enter the fiscal year and click on search. That will give you the data for that particular fiscal year. Now let's go and talk about the pagelets. This is to navigate further into the Requisition WorkCenter. The column left to the requisition dashboard, as I explained earlier, consists of My Work, Links, Queries, and Reports and Processes. Let's go ahead and talk about My Work. My work section is comprised of 3 categories. That is my pending activities, requestor alerts, and department pending activities. In addition, within each category, there are links to the pages, which are commonly searched for the information. Let's go ahead and click on My Pending Activities. As you can see, the My Pending Activities consist of open requisition, pending approval requisitions, approved requisitions, denied requisitions, and budget error requisitions. If the link is grayed out and it does not have any data, that means you do not have any requisitions in budget error. Now let's go ahead and click on Open Requisitions. So this displays all the requisitions in open status. You can go ahead and enter different search criteria in order to narrow down your search or expand your search. Similarly, you can go ahead and scroll to the right and you can click on this Download to Excel button and you can download all the data into an Excel file. So My Pending Activities, that is providing the requisition processor with their transaction count by the requisition status. Let's go ahead and talk about the Requestor Alerts. The Requestor Alerts provides access to requisitions that are partially or fully sourced to POs that may be dispatched or partially dispatched. The table below provides a description of each page within the section. The Requestor Alert consists of fully sourced to PO, partially sourced to PO, POs dispatched, and POs partially dispatched. As you can see, the links are grayed out. That means this requisition processor does not have any data. Let's go ahead and click on Fully Sourced PO. This displays all the requisitions that have been fully sourced to the PO for this particular requester. All the search parameters are same for My Pending Activities, Requestor Alerts for all of the pages. Now let's go ahead and talk about Department Pending Activities. The Departmental Pending Activities provides access to requisitions that are available to be sourced to a PO and CalPIA requisitions. These requisitions that are approved with a valid budget will appear under the requisitions to be sourced. Requisitions that are partially sourced to POs will display on this page as well. So let's go ahead and click on Requisitions to be sourced. As you can see, there are 16,777 requisitions pending to be sourced to the POs, and it displays all the requisitions that are approved and has a valid budget lines and that have not been sourced yet to PO. Here also you have all the search criteria to narrow down your search. Let's go ahead and click to the right. Here also you can click on the Download to Excel button and go ahead and download the data to the Excel file. At a time, the search will only display up to 300 transactions. If you want to see more transactions, you have to enter the appropriate search parameters and click on Search. That will give you an appropriate search. Now let's talk about the CalPIA requisitions. The requisitions with CalPIA, it will display CalPIA as a supplier. But once the system has generated the CalPIA PO from the requisition, they will no longer appear as a requisition to be sourced for My Pending Department Pending Activities. So this displays only requisitions where the CalPIA is the supplier and they are not yet sourced to the purchase order. So these search results from requisition to be sourced will display the requisition status approved, which is not the same request state on the Manage Requisitions page. Now let's go ahead and talk about the links. The links section is comprised of 3 categories: requisitions, supplier or bidder, and important links. Within each category, there are links to the pages of commonly searched for information within FISCAL and external websites. Let's go ahead and click on the requisitions. The requisition category contains links to frequently used requisition pages. These page links provide direct access to the pages without having to navigate using the main menu navigation. As you can see, these links include create requisition, manage requisitions, update accounting date, requesters workbench, reopen requisitions, view requisition information, and view current approvers. Let's go ahead and click on create requisition. As you can see, once you click, it will take you directly to create a requisition. Now let's talk about the new pages. So view requisition information. This is the new page, and it allows users to search their department requisitions by acquisition type, origin, or chart field value by using the advanced search option. So this is the basic search criteria, and you can go ahead and click on advanced search option, which will allow you to enter more search criteria for your search. The next new page is view current approvers. This page includes the approver's name, the date and time of approval, and the number of days the requisition has gone unapproved. For this particular requisition processor, as you can see, there are 23 requisitions which are pending to be approved, and they are open or they are in cancel state. So it includes approver's name, the date and time of approval, and the number of days the requisition has gone unapproved. To search for approval historical data, select the appropriate requisition status, for example, complete, or provide other search values. Let's go ahead and scroll to the right. So you can see this is submitted for approval date. Then there is an approver 1 who approved it, and there's a date and time stamp for the approver. As you can scroll to the left, you can see approver 2 and date and time of the approver. So this requisition is still pending with the approver 2. Let's go ahead and go back. Now let's talk about supplier and bidder under the link section. This supplier and bidder category provides direct access to pages pertaining to supplier information. The links include public search and search vendor or bidder. Let's go ahead and click on the public search and search vendor or bidder. Let's go ahead and talk about the important links. Important links connect the user to important internal pages and external websites for easier transacting. These links include budget details, budget exceptions, LPA department contract search, Department 360, My System profile, TGSPD website, job aids, and so on. The department dashboard provides access to view requisition information at the department level. This is the department dashboard. Let's go ahead and click on this one. As you can see, this is the department dashboard, and it will provide all the information at the department level. Now let's go ahead and talk about our section queries. Let's go ahead and click on the queries. These are the frequently used requisition queries. These queries include list of requisitions, requisitions detail inquiry, requisition general data extract, and requisition and PO detail list for PIA. Let's go ahead and talk quickly about reports and processes. The Reports and Processes section gives the user access to frequently used requisition and purchasing reports. These reports include Requisition Inquiry Report, Requisition Details, and PO Requisition Reference Report. So this concludes our Requisition WorkCenter. Thank you.
Before I ask Ajita to join us on the show, I'd like to let you know that please, now is the time to submit any questions that you might have for her regarding the Requisition WorkCenter. Ajita, welcome. Thank you so much for putting that presentation together.
Thank you, Jim. Always happy to be here.
It's always good to have you. So as we wait to see if any questions come in, can you tell us once again approximately how many work centers are available now?
So as of now in the system, there are total 9 work centers which are available for and ready to use for the users. And like when they log in, they just have to click on My Work Centers tile, and they can access all the work centers from there. And the work center access depends upon individual users' access. So like if they do not see their work center, they can always reach out to Fiscal Service Center and they will be able to help. So
Okay.
Just to name a few, we have Accounts Payable Work Center, General Ledger Work Center, Purchase Order Work Center, which was featured in last Fiscal TV episode, Receivables Work Center, and Allocations Work Center, and so on.
Okay. And I know that you're going to be joining us again soon with some more demos from some of those work centers. Is that correct?
Yes, that is true, Jim.
That's good. And again, it's always good to have you. And again, I will say, if you have any questions, please feel free to send them in right now. And again, as well, if we don't get any questions and you have some later, you can always send those to your readiness coordinator and they will get them to Ajita. But it looks like we do have a question here. Are you able to edit a requisition from the work center?
Yes, so there will be some important links. So when you log in into Work Center, you have to go and click on important links. And from the important links, you will be able to navigate to the requisition, whatever you want to search for. And once you search for that requisition, you should be able to edit or make changes to that requisition. And simply you can refer to the job aid. It is job aid Fiscal 475 for Requisitions Work Center. And we do have screenshots and navigations path over there, how you can navigate through the work center and how you can go through the important links to access the information.
Okay, and once again, that's job aid 475. We have another question. Are there any plans to follow the accounting date to be edited from the checkout, review, and submit page, and then in parentheses, accessed via managed requisitions?
Okay, so I do have to take that question back,
okay.
And I will reply and get back to you.
And we wanted to let you know that whoever submitted that ticket, we have your information and we will get an answer to you.
Sure.
And I don't see any other questions right at the moment, Ajita. So,
all right.
Here we go. We do. For a user learning to use requisition for PIA orders, where should they go for full training? Is that something you can help with?
So as of now, what I know is there is a job aid available in Fiscal system. I can definitely reply back with the job aid details and they can go through the job aid. And if they have any more questions, they can always reach out to Fiscal Service Center and they will be able to guide them and help them.
Okay, fine. Waiting for more questions to come in. I don't see any at this time. So Ajita, thanks again for joining us. And again, if you do have any questions that you come up with after the show's over, go ahead and submit them to your readiness coordinator. I'm sorry, your relations coordinator, and we will get them to Ajita and she will get back to you. Ajita, thanks again for joining us. Appreciate it very much. And again, thank you so much for the demo.
Sure. Thank you, Jim.
And I do have a little bit of news here before we go. I'd like to let you know that a communication went out yesterday regarding context-sensitive help links. And I'd like to let you know also that we will be covering this in depth in our June episode of Fiscal TV. But briefly, what it does is it links many pages in PeopleSoft to relevant job aids. 217 job aids are linked to 375 pages. This reduces the time and number of steps necessary for locating specific job aids for the page that the page users are on. So again, that communication went out yesterday. You can take a look at that. And again, we will be covering it more next month on Fiscal TV. That wraps up Fiscal TV for today. Thanks again for joining us. I'd like to thank Stacy Meza, Laura Hill, Rebecca Ball, and Ajita Nimkar for being here. And as always, thank you for being here. And from all of the Fiscal TV staff, have a great day, and we will see you next month. Thanks.